Hey, hi, this is Welcome to Tori Magoo 44. This is my friend Les Jones, ex-Scientologist. Today is the 8th of February, 2015. And so we're going to find out about Les and say hi.
Hi, find out more about Les, huh?
Yeah. So
Well,
how'd you get in?
well, it was interesting. I went to a friend's apartment to have dinner with him. You know, we were going to go out to eat. And there was a knock at the door, and he went to answer the door. He said, "Sure, come in." There's a lady with a clear garbage bag full of paperback books selling the Dianetics book. And she came talking about it. And the one thing that really got me, now, no, I know nothing about what this is. The one impression I got was I said, wow, while I was talking to her, I said, this whole apartment building could fall apart and she would still be sitting there listening to me. And I thought, this is really good. And I got involved with this and so forth. And back in 1980, I found myself in Dallas. And I took a course they had out. Back then, they were really pushing the book one or the original Dianetics book along the way.
Yeah.
Well, they had an 8-course check sheet that when you went through the entire book detail. Well, I went through that. And I had so much fun doing that. There was so much there. I'd audited somebody at work on it. It just got some great results. And I think there's some good in it because that's why we were in it like we did, because there's something good about it. But something strange happened. And that is the 82 Mission Holders Conference. I know a lot of people have heard about this. I was there at the Southwest Mission
you were there.
in Dallas while this was going on. And Dean Stokes was the mission holder, and he was larger than life. Dean was a good old Texas boy, and he was great. Well, all of a sudden, all this, they're bringing down the hammer and just declaring people left and right and so forth.
But not time out, because these people may not like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Let's just give a little bit of history on the conference. What happened? How did it go down? Do you know?
Basically, the little bit I know is that all of a sudden David Miscavige is now one of the top people there.
Top dog, right.
And he didn't like the idea that they were doing so well.
And I think it was honestly he and L. Ron Hubbard, from what I understand, were ticked off that they were making so much money.
Sure, and our mission was thriving. It was really doing well.
But it was based on money. How much money you guys were making.
Follow the money trail.
Right.
Huh? So it was horrible. It just, it just knocked us.
So why were they declaring them?
That just because they questioned them and so forth and said anything.
Where's the money?
Where's the money?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, isn't this group believe in communication, affinity, reality, communication? And this is, if you go to them with a problem, we can help you solve that with this and so forth. Why don't they apply their own technology here? But instead, they come out with something totally different.
Right.
And I was going, it makes no sense.
Right.
It makes zero sense. And so that was the beginning of the end for me. Now, I really tried and worked to work things out. Uh-oh.
What happened?
We went out of focus for a second.
Oh.
Let's stand still.
We will be still. Be still, my heart. Well, you can keep talking. We'll just be still.
We'll just be still. But it was amazing that I stayed on, and I actually went through the grades and part of the OT levels. We're still kind of out.
I know. What's going on here?
Okay, we'll do this.
Let me do this. I'm going to uncheck the autofocus thing, because I think this is... Does that help? Auto light. Does that help? Come on.
Now you need to focus it a little bit.
I do? How do I focus?
I don't know.
I've never had this before. Let's see. No, that isn't it. Okay. I never had this. This is new. Advanced settings. All right, let's look at this. Do you see anything where it's weird?
No.
How about auto? Let's take off auto. You can't take off auto. All right. white balance. How weird is that? Come on, come back. Come back.
There you go.
There you go. All right, there we are. Sorry about that, everyone. A little bit of timeout.
All right, but thank you. And what I did was I actually went through the lower grades and part of the OT levels outside the church.
Really?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s?
Back in the early 90s.
Okay.
I was kind of in and out to saying, I don't know. But I did that in the early 90s.
With David Mayo?
No, with another person in Dallas who was strictly out of the church and so forth, under the radar.
Had the OT levels?
I had the OT levels.
Wow.
And I did OT1. I loved OT2. I got a lot out of that. I know that, but OT3 was boring. It was very boring. But then we got on OT5, and I said, this is, no. And so that's where I left it.
And let's just explain to anybody who's new here listening.
Yeah.
OT5 is basically a continuation of OT3.
That's right.
And OT3 is the thing where you're covered with
space cooties.
Space cooties, that they say are on your body. So if you have any physical problems, that's what it is, or even mental problems like that. OT5 is like they can be 10 feet away, they can be 1,000 feet away,
Right.
They can be 5 states away, they can be a couple of planets away. So imagine if you really, really believe that, this is 24 hours a day,
Sure.
7 days a week until you're done with it. A lot of people on OT5 die. I know a lot of people that are dead. They just drop over dead.
Oh,
And it really, a lady who was an OT8, one of the top, think of it like a triangle, the 8's the top. She was a review auditor trying to fix things. And she said so many people died on OT8, she left.
Well, one of the things that I really wish I could have communicated about was I know back in 82, I was beginning to think, they said, what's wrong? Look at all these other people. They're all doing great,
That's
aren't
the
they?
thing. That's one of the key things. And if anybody's lurking, we both said this at lunch.
I know.
They do it to everyone. Like me, the same thing. Tori, because I was like, having problems. And they were like, but you're the only one. Everyone else is doing fantastically. Look at Les. Look at how happy he is.
Yeah.
He's doing great. Look at all these people around. And you don't know that they're all doing horrible too. I mean, I sort of did. By OT7, I started realizing, because we all knew a lot of us knew we were, because Miscavige had started the golden age of tech, which was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And we all knew it, and we were like the guinea pigs for that. So it went down.
Well, just be open and honest with yourself on what you feel.
Yeah.
I know many people, God only knows, and I know I was too, tried to make the round peg fit into the square hole. Remember, I was telling you about that.
Yeah.
And there's something going on. There's something wrong. And want you to know that you are not the only person who feels that way. I guarantee you.
In fact, it's the majority.
Vast majority.
The vast majority.
And we're not talking about the bad guys or the SPs. We're talking about the people sitting right
true
next
believers.
to you.
I was a big true believer.
Yes.
Really.
And so that's what's important. But, I think that it's one thing to talk about this and just do that. But, my life is doing great.
Okay.
I'm running a learning center for people that are dealing with mental health issues.
Good.
And it's so much fun. I teach a lot of classes. One of the things, my spiritual life is based on two things right now. It is gratitude and letting go. And gratitude especially is so important. I know
I'll put a link in here for that.
Yes.
I have a really good link.
You got a good. Yeah. It is beyond measure. Anything. And what I do.
And be thankful every day.
Every day.
Because and I'll just squeeze this in. My mother, and I've said this before, used to always say, and they had money. My dad was a celebrity, but she used to say, that isn't it. It's being able to recognize and acknowledge and love every day. And find things in it that you're happy, that make you happy, and that's it. That's it.
That was really the magic of your mom.
Yeah.
But I know what I did at first. The guys watching this, everyone watching this, you're on the computer. Go to get a timer, set it for 5 minutes. That's all you have to do or need to do with this, and just spend 5 minutes looking at what you're grateful for that you have right now at this
Right now.
moment.
And I say get a journal and write it down
Yeah.
because that's really fascinating
Oh,
to
that's
read
even
back to old years. I've had it from years ago, and it's really fun to read. I have it from back when I was in Scientology. I
Oh,
can
wow,
get it
yeah.
out and read it to you. It's really fun.
But it's done so much for my life.
Yeah.
It aligned me into what's going on. And I'm getting to the point where I'm grateful I went through what I did with Scientology. I've learned so much. I grew up so much that in ways that I couldn't have done anywhere else.
And we'll never get snagged
Never.
into this kind of trap again.
We won't be fooled again.
Yeah,
Is that what it is? Anyway. But it's good seeing you, Tori.
It's good seeing you too, and thank you for sharing that with everyone. Yeah. So now you're out, you're happy, you're doing well.
I'm doing great.
Good.
Living in Santa Monica, 2 blocks from the beach. and one thing I didn't bring up is through all of this, many times I was trying my best to be OT of the universe, but I couldn't even run my own life.
Right. That was another thing.
And that was horrible.
Yeah.
And now I'm in better communication with my family. It's getting stronger every day. And I got twin nieces that are 3.5, and I saw them at Christmas, and there's nothing better than hearing a little voice say, Uncle Les. And it was, that's precious. Yeah. And so, I have so much to be thankful for with that. And so it goes.
Well, good for you, and thank you for sharing it.
You bet.
I appreciate it. All right, so there you go. That's our little video for today. So I hope all of you are grateful today. Go out and do something that you love that makes you happy. All right, there you go. Over and out.